When I set out to test biochar versus cardboard as soil builders, I was genuinely curious to see which would make the biggest difference in my garden beds. Both are popular choices among gardeners, but they work in very different ways. I wanted to see the results for myself, side by side, in real conditions. I expected biochar to shine. With its reputation for improving soil structure and holding nutrients, it seemed like the obvious winner. Many experts praise biochar for its long-term benefits, and I was excited to see those effects firsthand. But after just a short time, the soil under the cardboard was already darker, softer, and teeming with life. Earthworms and other soil creatures seemed to flock to the cardboard, breaking it down and enriching the soil beneath. The transformation was surprisingly quick and dramatic. The biochar patch, in contrast, looked unchanged. The soil remained dry and crumbly, with little visible activity. It was almost as if nothing had happened at all, despite my high expectations. This forced me to question everything I thought I knew about soil improvement. Why was the simple cardboard outperforming the high-tech biochar, at least in the short term? It made me realize that sometimes our assumptions need to be challenged. Sometimes the simplest solutions, like a sheet of cardboard, can outperform the fanciest products, at least at first. The cardboard not only improved the soil's texture but also encouraged new growth and life in ways I hadn't expected. The real question became, why do these materials behave so differently, and what does that mean for your garden? Understanding the science behind these results could help you make better choices for your own soil, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned gardener. Cardboard is more than just a recycling material. It's a feast for soil fungi and earthworms, and a powerful tool for gardeners looking to build healthy soil. When you lay cardboard on the ground, you're not just suppressing weeds, you're creating a microhabitat where beneficial organisms can thrive. Cardboard shades the soil, keeping it cool and moist, which is essential for the survival of earthworms and microbes. These creatures are nature's recyclers, breaking down the cardboard into rich organic matter that feeds your plants. The moist environment under the cardboard also encourages fungi to grow, which helps decompose tough plant fibers and unlock nutrients for your garden. As the cardboard decomposes, it improves soil structure, making it softer and easier for roots to grow. This process also increases the soil's ability to hold water and air, creating a thriving underground ecosystem that supports plant health and resilience. Biochar, on the other hand, is a stable, porous form of carbon made by burning organic matter with very little oxygen, a process called pyrolysis. Unlike cardboard, biochar doesn't break down quickly. Instead, it remains in the soil for years, acting as a long-term support system for soil life. Think of biochar as a hotel for microbes. Its tiny pores provide shelter for beneficial bacteria and fungi, while also holding on to water and nutrients. However, biochar itself isn't food for soil organisms. It's more like a sponge that helps retain the good stuff your plants need. There's a catch though. If you add fresh, uncharged biochar to your soil, it can actually absorb nutrients from the surrounding earth, making them temporarily unavailable to your plants. That's why it's important to charge biochar with nutrients before using it. To do this, simply soak biochar in compost tea or a fertilizer solution for a few days. This allows the biochar to absorb nutrients, so when you add it to your garden, it immediately benefits your soil and plants. In summary, cardboard feeds and shelters soil life, while biochar supports and sustains it for the long term. Used together, they can transform your garden soil into a living, thriving ecosystem. I set up a side-by-side test, one plot with cardboard, one with pre-charged biochar. Within weeks, the cardboard plot was alive with worms and had softer, richer soil. The biochar plot looked unchanged, no visible boost in life or texture. Cardboard provided an instant meal and habitat, while biochar worked quietly in the background. Biochar's benefits are long-term and subtle, building a foundation for future soil health. The difference was clear. Cardboard acts fast. Biochar works slow. Both have unique strengths, but their impact is felt on different timelines. Months later, the cardboard plot was thriving, crumbly, rich, and full of life. The biochar plot finally showed its strength, improved water retention, and stable structure. Cardboard gives a quick boost, feeding soil life from the top down. Biochar builds resilience, creating a permanent home for microbes and nutrients. The real breakthrough? They're not rivals. They're partners. Use cardboard for a fast start, biochar for lasting results. Together, they create soil that's both lively and resilient. The magic happens when you combine their strengths. To get the most out of your garden, it's important to use both biochar and cardboard thoughtfully, each playing to their unique strengths. When you understand how to combine these materials, you can transform your soil into a thriving ecosystem that supports healthy, vigorous plants. Biochar works best when it's charged before use. This means soaking it in compost tea, worm juice, or a nutrient-rich fertilizer for at least a week. Charging biochar allows it to absorb beneficial microbes and nutrients, so it doesn't draw them out of your soil later on. For cardboard, always use plain, non-glossy sheets. Remove any tape, staples, or colored print, as these can introduce toxins or slow decomposition. Lay down 1 or 2 layers. Thicker stacks can block air and water, which your soil life needs to thrive. The ideal method is to lay cardboard directly on the soil surface, overlapping the edges to block weeds. Then, cover the cardboard with a generous layer of mulch or compost. Finally, sprinkle your charged biochar into the mix, either on top or between layers to maximize its benefits. This lasagna approach, layering cardboard, mulch, and biochar, creates a rich environment for earthworms and beneficial microbes. The cardboard breaks down quickly, feeding soil life right away, while the biochar continues to improve soil structure and fertility for years. You can also mix charged biochar directly into the top few inches of soil, or use it as a top dressing beneath your mulch. This helps lock in moisture, boost nutrient retention, and support strong root growth. By combining both materials, you get the immediate weed suppression and organic matter from cardboard, plus the long-lasting soil enhancement of biochar. It's a powerful duo for gardeners who want both quick results and lasting soil health. With this method, you'll build epic soil that supports lush, productive gardens, fast, and for many seasons to come.